Internet future of the world. The series, and well, wait, that's part of North American Union. Oops. But, well, a new party called the American Imperial World Domination Party, or the AUDW Party. Well, they're pretty popular in South America, with them being concentrated around here, up there into Central America, up into southern United States. And well, as you can see, the rebellion has begun. Within the first bit of the war, well, the North American Union does not struggle much in this area. But as you can see down there, well, yeah, managed to take out these areas and quickly this area. While on the other front, they managed to start pushing back into here in the northern areas. And over here, they managed to set up a secure zone. But in the time they're doing this, well, the red rebels, that want to make world conquest a reality, are starting to make their advances. And they're pretty popular. And well, they also advance from here. And they advance, and they are still losing ground up here to the American forces in the north. Some areas have stated their will to leave, such as Quebec areas in Canada, and New England, and Cascadia if the war is lost. Or starts losing, they plan on revolting. In South America, they're losing ground. Most importantly, in Chile and into the Amazon and up the coast. Well, the rebels decide to connect with their other areas of resistance. And there's a lot of rebels here. This is also a dictatorship, autocratic, not necessarily totalitarian. Not as far as that. And well, they move in quickly, liberating the Ecuador province rebellion, basically. And this rebellion, whatever province that is. With the struggle for South America being seen. But in the north, areas such as New England, Cascadia, California, Canada, and Quebec. Yes, Quebec is going to become independent after this rebellion. I think the year is like 2200 at this point. Maybe even further. It could be 2500. Well, in the south, they get pushed back significantly. And then these two fronts meet up. And a massive encirclement with millions of forces happens. And while they start, and the North American Union is forced to withdraw, so they move the troops to the northern front. Alaska also says they want to leave if it goes wrong. And well, this area declares independence. Short-lived, and then it decides to unite with Siberia, forming the Siberian Empire. And well, I don't really like how white the color is, because I have it too light, so I'm going to use this more blue color because it looks better, and it's easier to see for some reason, it feels like. And well, they start losing ground, which is bad, ground at a steadily pace, with the rebels having so much strength. This leads Canada to launch its rebellion, with it being called the Great North Rebellion. With it being in many areas of former Canada, it happened, including Atlantic Canada, Ontario, and British Columbia areas of what used to be what, with them capturing some major cities and moving down into the southern tip of Ontario, taking some more cities. With the rebellion going well, even the area that people think belongs to Quebec, which it doesn't, is being rebelled in. And well, they manage to move up to here, and then they start moving into Quebec. And well, you may say, is this all? Yeah, the New England revolt has started. And they just take what they want and stop. Then came the Quebec Rebellion. And as you can see, rebellions are happening after rebellion, with them all starting to take some major areas. And they move into the prairie part of Canada, with the rebels connecting up with the other side of the country through Alberta, which is resisting this because they want to stay part of America, apparently. Well, then comes the Great Golden Coast Pacific Empire as they advance. They even take some of the rebel-held territory. Why? Because they can. With the rebels not attacking them anymore, believing that that could help them out. And well, Canada decides to take over Greenland. Yay. With these two fronts meeting up, with the goal of trying to force a capitulation, but it fails. So the Pacific Coast decides to do this. Well, this area joins the Canada Rebellion, with Greenland deciding to join the Canada Rebellion for Greenland's independence. The same happens for Alaska, which joins them. So they all decide to go and become the same rebellion. The goal of creating a now Great North Republic. And well, they start taking more major cities. And at this point, as the rebels are closing in on both fronts, they decide to surrender to the rebel government, with a peace treaty being agreed upon. Why? Because, well, it's the best way out of this war for both sides. So let's see how the peace treaty goes. The plan is to try to figure out what went wrong and fix it, so they can take back these territories that left it. They will take over the world, taking all the resources. Everything is their plan. With it being leaked, and that nation figures out that this nation's plotting against all of their nations, they unite and create a big military. That's their goal. To just create a big military. Like a big military, a modern military, whatever a modern military looks like in this year. But they're worried that that nation to their south is going to win the next war. And there's not really much they can do against this one that wants to create globalization through one nation, whereas the rest want it through multiple nations. But that one wants one nation, one world, one union, believing that's what will bring prosperity. And this is what it looked like before. Now. And that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out. But not until you subscribe. Bye, guys.